Good morning, you guys, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay on this morning. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. Okay, so like, share, subscribe, comment, and all of those great things. Okay. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you, all of the new subscribers that have been coming in and subscribing and getting membership. I want you guys to know that I show so much gratitude to you. I appreciate you so much. Okay, all of my old subscribers, all of my new subscribers, all of my future subscribers. I thank you guys so much. Okay, I know I kind of been MIA. I've been trying to drop a video or when I have time, get on live with you guys, but I I'm definitely home today for most of the day. I got to get out tonight, but that's only for a little while, and then after that, for a couple of hours, um I get to come back home. Okay, I child, I works hard. Okay, I wanted to talk about the young Dolph's case is heating up. Okay, people are getting out of control. Like it's a lot of stuff going on, right? And Cornelius has done a complete 360, right? Now when as I go back to the beginning, I always stood on that there was going to be more indictments, and I still stand on that, right? Because Young Dolph's case is pretty big, right? In the course of all of that, even going back to when I had said in the very beginning, when there was just only 2,000 pages of evidence, okay, and there was only 2,000 pages, and there had been like 22 people named in the indictment. And when I say 22, their names were brought up in the paperwork, right? And I think I had spoken about how you know, it goes back to, I think people have forgotten when I told you guys that um whoever the sources are that works with the investigators had told the investigators that there was a command for young Dolph not to come out of that cookie shop. I stand on that, right? Because the person that told me was credible, and for that person to have told me that they got it from somebody credible. These people have had people working with them the whole time, right? That has been able to supply information and stuff to them. And there were people all around um, that was in other cars that that was all around the area. Okay. There were other cars, straight dropping them, then just pull up by themselves. Okay. Because I was told that there was even a car on the church's chicken lots and all of that. Right. So, if you listen to the young lady who was putting the information into the atmosphere in the very beginning, that was out there on the crime scene when it first happened, she said something about two carloads of dudes had pulled up. I don't know, but what I do know is that there were cameras, right? There were cameras all around. The church's chicken lot had a police surveillance cam that surveilled the whole street around that area, right? And they was able to get some stuff as it relates to um, that also, right? And also working with their people, with their informants or whatever that knew about what was going on with this situation. And so things are, I think I had spoken about, but not much. Even back sometime, one of my friend had told me, it was one of my friends had told me about they had started throwing insults at each other. So you have to understand, going back to when Straight Drop had Ganguly as a lawyer, right? Ganguly kind of tried to put into the atmosphere because he already knew what it was, he didn't say it, but he did a slick move talking about, he hopefully the co-defendant would not turn on his client. I believe, Cornelius probably had, well, hey, I believe that a lot of people had already started trying to go into self-preservation mode, but still straddled the line of trying to play the government. Like, I'm willing to go into self-preservation mode, but catch me if you can. Do you really got anything? And I was told as early as this morning, you still got some people who think that still think that they're smarter than the government, right? Instead of going into complete full preservation mode and doing what is necessary, because I don't see anybody getting off on this case. Hey, I don't know a whole I don't I wasn't there. Okay, I wasn't, but just based on what I've been told, as I said in the very beginning, I don't see anybody, getting off on this case. I think the only other thing to do is to stop playing and to go into to preservation mode, right? Um, I was told that, Cornelius, okay, one of the people that I had talked to a couple weeks ago had said to me, Cornelius um was very, very respectable to them. Always had been very respectable. Kind of really just got into trouble one time, and that was twice, and they didn't even charge him with that. It was kind of weird. He got caught with a phone, and you didn't hear anything about that. That was really weird. Remember, I said that. And also when something happened where they had to be hid out on the second floor, and there was another person, it was Cornelius, it was Straight Drop on the second floor, but in Straight Drop and Cornelius was in separate cells. But there was one other person, which is weird, that was in the cell with Cornelius, right? And he had gotten into trouble because I'm told that um you know, they didn't actually catch him, but when they walked into the cell smelled like nothing but weed, right? They had been up in there smoking. Somebody had got them some weed or something. And I don't, because they're in isolation. I don't know. They didn't tell me why there was another person that was housed in the same cell with Cornelius, because that is never supposed to happen. It's kind of weird, okay? But yeah, that's what I was told. And so then the cell phone situation, that was not in the media. I'm told that he was caught with a cell phone sometime back. Um, Nothing was said about that, which is weird within itself. I guess there were a lot of thoughts to go through my head when I heard that. I was like, wow, no write-ups, no media coverage, no nothing. It's just kind of weird, that a person can get caught with a cell phone, and it's just another day. Nothing happened, no disciplinary actions. That was kind of weird to me. But now I'm hearing that, Cornelius he always did his music. You know, one of the officers had told me that he's a writer. He talked to some of those people quite a bit, some more than others, right? And he always liked to write rap music, and he could sing. And all of that. And he spent a lot of his time singing, and was spending a lot of his time singing and writing music, because according to the officer, Cornelius had said to him that that was his passion, right? Singing and writing and things of that nature. So now I've heard just early, as this morning I was talking to somebody, that he has done like a complete 360, another 360. He spends a lot of time reading his Bible, and on his rec time he likes to go to the chapel. Okay, he likes to go to the chapel. He likes to talk about the Bible now quite a bit. That's what he does. The person didn't say that he was like a minister, but he said, the person said, almost like, a minister, like he's turning into a minister or something. But one thing that I do know is that when people are going through stuff in jail, they either become a preacher or they become a Muslim. Okay. And so I mean, I don't know what to say. I can't say anything as it relates to that because with what he's facing and with what he's done, who better to turn to than God? I think that should have happened to begin with, but he likes to spend a lot of his time when he because because they're in high profile custody, they have to get out and do their situations, their rec time and stuff by themselves. Right. And so he likes to spend quite a bit of his time, I'm hearing, up there at the chapel, child. Um, he I don't know how that works out. I'm gonna ask, because they have chapels there that does Sunday services and things of that nature. Now I'm gonna ask how that work out because I didn't ask that. I ain't gonna tell no lies because I don't tell no lies. Um, I'm gonna ask how that works out since he's seems like he's ministering and speaking the word of God and talking about the Bible, to us because he opens up to quite a few of those people, quite a bit. And how because when they have Sunday service, it's a group of inmates that be in that service. So I know that Cornelius cannot integrate with other inmates because that's a security issue. So I'm trying to figure out when Sunday comes, how does that work out? Do he have to go to the Sunday service since he's done a complete 360 by himself or what? Maybe, I was telling the person, maybe he always had been into the word of God. You never know. Maybe he always had a passion for God, but like I said, when people tend to go through stuff, they, especially in jail, they always turn into ministers and stuff, right? And I was like, wow, a complete 360. I know he has to go to court. A lot of it does not say it's his trial. It says that he has to make an appearance in court, even when before Straight Drop's trial was re scheduled. They were saying that Cornelius had to go to court on that day, and I think Orange Mountain Quinn has to go to court on that day. I'm not sure, but it was saying that Cornelius's trial was not his trial, that he had a court appearance, but it did not say trial. Normally, when there's a trial, they put the date and they put trial right next to it. It didn't say that. It's just he just has to be to report to court, right? And from my understanding that he had already, like, back last year, I don't think I talked a lot about it, maybe around November, he had already filed for separation or something, as it relates to his situation with Straight Drop, right? Because as I said to you all before, there had already been insults and stuff spoken out about each about more so from Cornelius throwing out insults. And like I said, sometimes people throw out insults at folks and say, I don't know that nigga. I hear that nigga ain't nothing but a damn snitch, blah blah blah. I think I had told y'all that because it was kind of funny to me that he had said that about one of them, that really both of them, that he didn't really know either one of them, and he all he knows is that one of them is a snitch and all of that. But that was last year before he turned his life over to the Lord. Okay, so now I don't think he, you know I think he just wants to do good, because he likes to be up at the chapel and on his rec time and go go before the throne of grace and sit in their room and read his Bible and talk about the Bible to some of the officers and give them an understanding of the Bible and the Word of God. Hey, I guess I can't knock the brother for that. We all need God. We all need God. But I wish he had that zeal and that zest for God before all of this stuff happened on November 17th, because I do believe what the district attorneys say. They said that he was out there, and it looks like it to me. They said he was out there, and I believe that was him out there. I believe that that was him and Straight Drop. Okay. There were other people. There were other people in cars. When people ask me, what about the third shooter? I ain't never heard that there was no damn third shooter. The thing that pissed me off about people is, when they want to steer narratives, because they can't accept you saying, I have not heard that, so I'm not gonna make that up in my damn brain because I'm mentally sane. So I'm not going to make it up in my brain. And you ain't credible unless you was out there. Okay. So if you was not out there, you can't tell me that there was a third shooter. You have a right to believe that. And I can respect you for saying, well, listen, based on what I believe. Now, some of these folks might have been out there. I have suspicions about quite a few people, so they might have been. But to try and bully me into conforming to what you say so that you can sound credible, kiss my ass. I don't believe it. Now, if I say that I can respect you for believing that, well, it was three shooters, not unless you was the damn third shooter. Now, if you was the third shooter, just say that, and then I believe you. Well, look, T, that was me out there. I was the third shooter. I was the one that was popping that young dog. Oh, now I believe you. Because see, in order for you to be that sure, it had to have been you, especially if you want to try to make me believe. Tell me. And then I'll say, well, that was the third shooter because this nigga right here just said that he was the third shooter. Hey, I can't argue with that. But if you're saying it based on what you believe and what it's got to be, hey, that's just your theory. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Now, if the police and the district attorney says that there was a third shooter, I believe it. Right? I'll believe it because they're the ones that's in contact with the witnesses, the credible sources, and the people that have been indicted and charged. Okay, some of them, they know what happened. Okay, so then I will, but I think it's a darn shame when a bunch of old ass folks can't respect other people. They can't. And so that's when you know that there is an agenda, because you can't accept, T, they act like I'm Beyonce or some damn body. Well, T gonna go against me. Fuck you. You right. You will not bully me just because I have a connection with the police department. Okay? If it makes your numbers go down, go get a job. But you want to bully me into your fake narratives. Although I gotta say that I do believe that a lot of these vloggers know quite a bit more, right? As it relates to the plotting and things of that nature, because some of them was involved. Okay, with some of the people that did it. Okay, so I can accept that. I can accept that, but what they need to do is they need to be honest and say it. Okay, and stop trying to bully a woman into going with your narrative. But when it's all said and done, it's really just asinine as it relates to trying to cover anything up, because I mean everything already coming out. Okay, as it relates to it, basically already has come out. If I had to guess, and I'm just gonna say this because I don't know as far as everything that they're doing. It's not my job to know that as it relates to an ongoing investigation. Okay. But if I had to guess, I would say that the other people that's going to be indicted that think that they got away, that they're still just being investigated, so that type case can be airtight too. They slow walking them on down too, because you have to understand when there's quite a bit of money involved in a case. Okay. Um, as it relates to this young Dolph's case, and there's been quite a bit of money put into attorneys and things of that nature, because people at the top is willing to pay anything. Their mindset is, hey, I'll put out the money for the attorneys, for the people that we paid, and hey, I'll make it back. I can make it back as long as I'm free. If they go to jail, then it's over. And so they didn't think that it would turn out like this, but when it's not right, it can't turn out right. It was not right what they did to him. So there are people that is consistently dishing out money, and folks can say what they want to. Paying lawyers, it costs quite a bit. Okay. To retain a lawyer, to retain a lawyer. I just had to dish out 25 the other day. And that was just to retain that lawyer. Okay. So it costs quite a bit. It costs quite a bit. So when you start talking about trials and that lawyer is consistently working on that case, these folks spitting out a whole lot of money. And I'm sure it's frustration because they're gonna have to spit out quite a bit more. And somebody gonna be mad, because it was so many people involved. Somebody gonna be mad because everybody ain't gonna get a top-notch lawyer and they're gonna feel slighted. And it's gonna be one of the ones that knows the play from the beginning to the end. And they ain't gonna get no lawyer. And that's when all of the shit really gonna hit the fan because it's already done hit the fan. Okay. And so that's why I say this right here should be a lesson. If you're going to get close to God or Allah or whoever, and you want to change your life around, you need to do that before you get yourself caught up in stuff like this, right? It would be so much easier if you did that, before you destroy lives. Because, like I said, not only did they destroy young Dolph's life, they destroyed their very own lives. And so I think the OGs that are still out, that's in the background, I know they can't stand me and they be paying folks to come at me. It's okay. I'm a palm tree, right? Um, what they need to do is take a look at themselves. They wrong. They wrong for what they've done, and they're still perpetuating this garbage as it relates to free straight drop, free Cornelius. Well, that's just a theory. Okay, that's just an illusion because it ain't gonna happen. Them folks got to pay for what they did to that boy. They gonna have to pay for that. That's asinine. What they should have been doing was not encouraging them and paying them to go kill that boy because they was jealous of him. Cornelius was just in it strictly for the money. They used straight drops emotions. Okay? And I don't have no comment on Orange Man Quit. I know if you want me to talk about Orange Man Quit, but I ain't got no comment on him because I don't know nothing about him. Okay? I don't have no comments on him, so don't ask me. Right? But anyways, I want you guys, that's between him and the police. Just leave me alone, okay? I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe, okay? If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I'm gonna catch up on some videos today. I had some tea to put into the platinum, and I'm gonna do that. I do gotta run out and run to I gotta run somewhere and have somebody to look at something. My phone's in my computer's, child. And then I will then I'll come back and we'll do a live and I'll put some stuff into the put the tea in the members that I was gonna put into the members the other day because I was downtown all day the other day. And I ended up getting some tea. That's the reason why I could tell you that there is definitely a lot of chaos. But I hope that they allow this to be, like I said, a lesson to them. I mean, you talking about 40, 50 years. And you 30 years old. How could you give your life? How they had to have known that it wasn't gonna work out because wrong does not work out. But hey, you still got some of these OGs in their 30s and 40s and stuff. Talking about, well, young Dolph shouldn't have had straight drop around him if he wasn't gonna get him a deal. I bet you they wouldn't have went and said that to Capitol Records. They're not gonna say that to Arista because Clyde is a Jewish man. So them cuckabug heads that expected for young Dolph to do what they wanted to when it was really just jealousy, they wouldn't have had that expectation for Clyde Davis if he would have had straight drop around him all day, every day, and not gave him a deal. They'd have been hollering about them same cuckabug heads. Well, it should have just been an honor to be around Clyde Davis. But they encouraged straight drop to go take young Dolph out, not because they felt like he was doing straight drop wrong. They didn't give a damn about straight drop, but because they was jealous of his success. That's what happens in our community. Okay. What happens is if we can't tear them down verbally and emotionally, the next thing is physically. That's the reason why you always have to keep your head on swivel, because jealousy is as deadly as the grave, and it's proven every single day in our community. Okay. But anyways, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe if you would like to support the channel. You could definitely support the channel via Cash App. I love you guys. I'll speak with you later.